All right, let's talk about all the craziness last night of Love Island. I apologize, I have a canker sore, so if I sound crazy, that's why. Okay, before we get into the Chelley Huda situation, let's knock off a couple other things that I noticed. Okay, so some of the messy things before we get into Huda and Chelley, the biggest messy thing that I noticed was that Olandria is totally fine with Elin separating Sierra and Nick if it means she gets to separate Clark and Taylor. I thought Sierra was your girl. I thought she was your bestie. But as long as you get what you want, you're okay with that. And you're okay with Elin getting what he wants. That I thought was a little bit messy, and no one's been clocking that. No one's been saying that. I'm not saying there's like this like nefarious dark-sided thing like happening or whatever, but I'm like, Olandria, get off of Taylor. He's a loser. You don't want him. You don't need him. You need somebody 10 times better than that man, okay? Move on. And don't be okay with this dude trying to separate your bestie and her man. Like, what's that about? So if you guys remember last season they didn't have everybody together doing this. Last season what happened was they had all the guys sit down at the fire pit, and then a girl would walk out one by one and do their little thing, and then vice versa. This season, the producers were like, oh no, we're gonna have everybody together, and we're gonna make everybody watch everything that's going on, and we're gonna make it super duper messy. Whereas last season, the opposite sex would stand up on a little balcony and watch the whole thing. So they still had to watch it, but it wasn't like right next to you with a butt shaking in your face. You weren't watching your coupled partner full-blown making out with another person like this close to your face. So it was a little bit easier, a little bit more simpler, okay? Last year wasn't as messy. But that's also because last year they were all friends and they all enjoyed each other's company, so it's a little bit different, but whatever. But this season, the producers were like, no, we're going to get all 75 of you together, and we're going to make it as messy as humanly possible, to the point that we barely can even fit you guys on the couch. So my thoughts and opinions on Huda and Chelley are this. There's a lot of hypocrisy going on around these parts, okay? A lot of hypocrisy. You don't get to get upset and mad when you won't close off. Here's the thing. Huda set a boundary. She said, girl, that's my man. Jeremiah is my man. Don't mess with him. Don't touch him. Don't go near him. Don't do it. And the girls were like, okay, cool. Well, the rest of you won't make boundaries. The rest of you won't get closed off. The rest of you don't really seem to give a shit. And Chelley, sorry, sweetie, you're literally right next to Ace, full-blown making out with this tree of a man, okay? Humping on him, shaking your ass on him, and Ace is supposed to be okay with that. But when the same thing happens to Ace, you're not okay with that. Is it Huda? Or is it just the entire situation? Because you didn't have an issue with anybody else doing these fun little crazy things, but you had an issue with Huda. What's that about? I will say, though, we did have a couple people in the crowd kind of being like, ooh, that was weird. That was interesting. Like, what's going on? Even Pepe was kind of like, ooh, that was a little too much. So I'm like, did we miss something on the camera? Because to me, everything that I saw was literally no different than what anybody else was doing. Not one thing seemed out of control, out of difference than what other people were doing, okay? And again, this season, you had people making out with your person 2 feet away, like 2 inches away from your face, okay? It's a little bit more intrusive, kind of crazy. My thing with Chelley and Ace is I'm over Chelley and Ace. I've been over Chelley and Ace. I don't want to watch them. I don't want to see them. I don't really care about their relationship anymore because it's a bunch of BS and it's a waste of time. And the producers know it's a waste of time. There's no point in watching them. There's no point in watching Taylor, Clark, and Olandria. They're just going to keep fixating on the 3 guys and their little girl situations is what they're going to keep doing. And I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't want to watch it, okay? I will say this, Amaya, Papaya, and Zach, oh my God. You guys, I said this the other day in a live. I'm telling you right now, they are the front runners to win this whole show. Zach just needs to hold on because she is such a fan favorite. The fans are obsessed with her, okay? And if he can just hold on all the way till the end, there is a massive chance that they will win and that we as fans will vote for them to win the whole thing. Because she's a fan favorite, I'm telling you right now, it's between the 2 of them and honestly, Sierra and Nick is who I think the options are. And I think at the end of the day, if Zach and Amaya make it to the end and they really show genuine affection for each other and like they really do like each other and really do enjoy each other, I don't understand why they could not win. because I feel like the producers would want Sierra and Nick to win. But I think the fans would really love to see Amaya win. And that redemption arc would be so awesome. And I hope the producers see that redemption arc, that full arc of her struggling so much to find somebody, the guys being so rude and mean to her and annoying and talking down to her and making fun of her, only for Zach to show up and like rock her world and like really love her for her. Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, do they have any more bombshells show up on this show? Like maybe 1 or 2, if that? I don't really remember. But I just don't feel like there's going to be anybody there that's going to like rock Alandria's world anytime soon. So it's like Ace and Chelley, it's a waste to me. I don't care anymore. I definitely don't care about Taylor and anything that he's got going on. I don't really care about Alandria and what she's got going on. I love Alandria as a person, but like the whole show and the context of the show being like finding love, she's not going to find love on this show. That's long gone. It ain't gonna friggin' happen. And again, Taylor is just not her person, whether she wants to admit it or not. Taylor is not worth it. He doesn't give a shit. Chelley and Ace are full of crap at this point. Like, we already know that there's something going on behind the scenes, that there's an overproducing happening between the two of them. And then clearly they're in some type of lover's quarrel right now with the whole Huda thing. And honestly, again, not to be on Ace's side, but if I was Ace, I'd be like, you're going to be mad at me for having Huda shake her butt on me, but I can't be mad at you for how you handled Chris and how you were shaking your ass on top of him, showing all your good goods on him. I can't be mad at that. Like, there's just too much hypocrisy going on. Also, there's no context of, like, this is the show that we're on. This is why I like Sierra, is Sierra has this level of maturity and understanding of what television program she's on. Because when she was talking to Iris, and Iris was like, oh, that's kind of crazy that, like, you know, he made out with Alandria. And it's like, yeah, but, like, the producers put them back on the show and said, like, you guys can come back on the show if you two pursue each other and become a couple and try to, like, test that connection out. They did. It didn't work. They've moved on. They keep forgetting they're on the show Love Island, and they're trying to, like, loop around all these little things. Huda's done it, too, where it's like, oh, my God, I can't believe that's the date that you went on with Iris. I would love to go on that date. It's like, yeah, but Jeremiah didn't choose that date. The producers chose that date. So you can't be mad at somebody when it's the production that's doing all the maneuvering and things like that. That's why I like Sierra so much, is that she clearly has this understanding of, like, this is the show that we're on, and we're just moving along here. And Nick's over here getting mad at Elon. It's like, why are you mad? Do you really give a shit? Do you really care? This dude clearly is not going to make that big of an impression on her. He's clearly not going to change her mind. For God's sakes, this dude you've literally had sex with her twice now, okay? Clearly she's into you. I don't think you have anything to worry about. Let him do his thing. Let him try to show himself off. Let him try to do his little do, okay? He's not clearly the dude. She's clearly not that attracted to him. She's very much into you. I guarantee you right now, if Nick was like, Sierra, I want to be closed off, she would be closed off. But he won't say that for some reason. He'll beat around the bush about it. He'll say everything but that. It's just like you can't get mad when they're doing what the show calls for if you won't be closed off. I don't know. What do you guys think? Obviously, I keep telling you, I'm going to finish the show no matter how much I bitch and complain about it. I'm going to make it all the way to the end. It just is what it is. I really want Amaya to win the whole thing with Zach. I'm just like, screw all of you. None of you deserve it. Y'all played this little game. None of you actually came to the show to actually find real love and real relationships and real connections, but Amaya did. Amaya did. Okay? And she deserves it. Comment what you guys think, how you guys are feeling, and go check out my YouTube channel where I talk a lot more about it, and also go join my Discord. Okay, love you, bye!